People have asked me why I have brought this legislation forward. Uh, Many of you know that I've worked very closely in the post-secondary world the last 6, 7 years in my role as former chair of the Budget Review Subcommittee for Post-Secondary Education. Obviously, I've served on this committee. I've listened in on a lot of conversations, talked to a lot of people. That also includes my children, who have recently graduated with bachelor's and master's degrees. And I have detected that most of their experiences have been very positive, just like we shared with the last bill. But there are a few instances where they have had professors that were very difficult, that really, honestly, were not doing the job they need to do. They did not do my children or the other students justice in the classes that they had. What House Bill 228 is about trying to bring some conformity to the process of our public institutions as it goes to reviewing. The big word that everybody wants to talk about is tenure. Although the bill does not mention the word tenure, it does impact tenure. And what is tenure? I know it's a very difficult process for faculty members to get. Sometimes it takes several years, but tenure is not a job for life. Currently, there are provisions in statute that would allow someone, even with tenure, to be removed by a university. What this House Bill 228 does, I think it brings some clarity. It does provide redefine and clarify what the term with cause is. Just a little bit about the bill. The bill is divided in 3 sections. The reason for that is Section 1 of the bill is in direct reference to the University of Kentucky. Section 2 of the bill is in reference to our comprehensive universities in our Kentucky Community and Technical College system. And Section 3 of the bill refers to the University of Louisville. That's why we have the language in every situation, because those institutions are mentioned different in different places in statute. I think one of the things if you look, it also impacts the responsibility of a president of a university as well. Right now, the Board of Trustees in all these institutions has the power to hire, to remove the president, also faculty. This legislation would allow an institution to transfer that power to the president of the institution if the board so chose to do that. And I think the language that maybe has caused some concern, and it's mentioned several places throughout, but just for reference, on page 1, on line 7 or 8, you can see the other situations it refers to. It adds the language, or failure to meet college or university performance and productivity requirements as determined in accordance with subsection 2 of this section. If you go down to subsection 2, it mentions that a performance and productivity of all faculty members shall be evaluated at least once every 4 years using a process approved by the board. This does not mean that a university could not do a review more often than every 4 years, but every institution, at least every 4 years, would do this process. It states that failure to meet performance and productivity requirements may result in the removal of a faculty member regardless of status. The evaluation process shall be established by the board and provided to all faculty members by January 1st, 2025 to become effective on July 1, 2025. Now, I don't know if tenure is actually defined anywhere in statute. I've done a little research. I've kind of come up with maybe somewhat of a definition. Tenure is the right to continuous full employment as a faculty member without reduction in rank, and there are various rankings within institutions until separation. Separation can be for a variety of reasons identified by the university and their policies, but mostly these reasons would include resignation, retirement, program reduction, financial exigency, or termination for cause. So tenure is non-absolute. We even have in language already. What this bill does is it redefines that. I think it clarifies that. It tries to get our universities aligned on the same thing. I would ask you this question. How many of you who work for a company out here or any type of employer, they have expectations of you and your job performance? They should explain to you what those expectations are. You should anticipate to get at least an annual review. I know I mentioned my children. Thankfully, they're gainfully employed now after they've got those degrees, but they have to go through job reviews, and this is just standardizing that process and including the language for performance and productivity requirements. We invest over $1 billion a year in our public institutions. The House Bill 6 that just came out, we had a 4% increase in the base. We increased the performance-based funding by $3.9 million, and each of our public institutions got approval for their number one capital construction project. I'm talking hundreds of millions of dollars. So we have a huge investment in higher education, and rightfully so, because we need post-secondary education to provide our employees of the future. This is a process that, if done properly, it should be a framework for continuous faculty improvement. And that's what it is. It's a review process to improve faculty, and if there are situations where faculty are not meeting those standards, the university should have an opportunity to remove that faculty member from their campus. I'll be happy to entertain any questions, Mr. Chair.